Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we do elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, I extend to you the eternal and of course the universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. Well, first up, I must take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to Vikash for his previous rendition, and of course a very special thank you going out to the entire 103.1 FM team for the amazing work as always. A pleasant good evening going out to you and yours on this beautiful Thursday evening. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Ghani, on this the 22nd day of fasting here in Trinidad and Tobago during the course of the holy month of Ramadan for the year 2026 according to the Islamic calendar for the year 1447. Well, the time for the breaking of the fast this evening is 6:20 p.m. and the time to stop eating tomorrow morning is 5 a.m. So we are now within the last phase of the month of Ramadan. We'll be entering the last week of the month of Ramadan, and the time is going by so very quickly. And as we are now coming to the end of the 22nd day of fasting here in Trinidad and Tobago, of course, allow me now to take the opportunity to officially welcome you live on air, live on the internet, live across our social feeds as well on Facebook and on YouTube for another segment of Iftaar with the Imam for the year 2026. As always, I must add, it's indeed an absolute pleasure and of course a personal honor to be in your company. Thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. May Allah continue to bless you and yours with goodness in this life as well as in the life of the hereafter. Well, on the program this evening, I'll be talking about the concept that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And that's our talking point for this evening. Of course, I've got a few beautiful Islamic selections coming your way as well. And of course, as we work our way through to the breaking of the fast this evening right here on 103.1 FM. Of course, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors as well. The program this evening is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Presidential Insurance Company Limited, Chief Brand Products Limited, the Price Club Supermarket, Top Gear Auto Parts and Services, and City Furniture Limited. Well, at this point on the program, I want to now urge you to join me in a very, very short opening prayer. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. O Allah, it is you do we worship, and from you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Well, at this point in the program, we now jump straight into our short lecture segment. And like I mentioned before, this evening, I'm talking about the concept that you can most definitely achieve anything you put your mind to. With the right mindset, I can safely say that the sky is the limit to what you can achieve. At its very core, mindset is a set of beliefs or attitudes that shape how you perceive yourself and how you perceive the world around you. And psychologists introduced the concepts of the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. Now, the growth mindset, this is the belief that your abilities, your intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. And people with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn and to grow. Now, the fixed mindset, conversely, those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence are static and unchangeable. This mindset can lead to avoidance of challenges, it can lead to fear of failure, and it can ultimately lead to stagnation. Now, the good news is that you can cultivate a growth mindset. And that's definitely what we should be trying to achieve throughout the course of this wonderful month of Ramadan, by consciously choosing to challenge your limiting beliefs, to open yourself up to a world of possibilities. that will then help you to push the boundaries to develop a growth mindset. And throughout history, countless individuals have indeed demonstrated that with determination, with perseverance, and of course with the right mindset, extraordinary accomplishments are indeed within reach. And on that note, I wanted to share with you this. In the year 1982, a person by the name of Steve Callahan, who was an American author, a naval architect, an inventor, and a sailor, he took part in a race across the Atlantic Ocean. Now, midway through the race, he encountered bad weather, and unfortunately, due to the bad weather, his boat got so badly damaged that in order to survive, he had to abandon his boat and take refuge aboard an inflatable life raft. Now, just before his boat sank completely, he managed to dive several times and retrieve some items from the boat, which helped him to eventually survive. Amazingly, he survived 76 days drifting in the Atlantic Ocean by eating raw fish and by drinking rainwater, until eventually he was rescued by a passing fishing vessel. A few years after this amazing ordeal, he wrote a book about his experience by the name Adrift, 76 Days Lost at Sea. Now, this book stayed on the New York Times bestseller, on that list, the New York Times bestseller list, for more than 36 weeks. So this evening I wanted to read for you a few paragraphs from that particular book. So Mr. Callahan, he wrote that I was surrounded by water, but not a single drop could save me. And what started off as a dream to cross the Atlantic Ocean alone on my sailboat turned into a fight for survival. And just days in, a violent storm shattered my vessel, leaving me adrift in the middle of the ocean. No food, no clean water, no clue if I'd even see the rise of another day. And the hardest part, it wasn't the burning sun. It wasn't even the sharks circling my raft. It was the silence, the deafening silence, that kind that screams inside your head when hope begins to slip away. I drifted alone for 76 days, and then he wrote that I caught fish with my bare hands. I collected rainwater with makeshift containers. I fought off hallucinations, whispering that giving up would be easier. Every single day was a brutal choice. Give in or hold on a little longer. I lost over 40 pounds and my skin became blistered. My mind eventually unraveled. But every night, looking up at the stars, I remembered one thing, that I wanted to go home. And then, one day, a fishing boat spotted me. And I could barely speak. My body was broken, but my spirit was still whole. And that's when I learned that you don't just survive on food or water. You survive when you hold on to something worth fighting for, even if it's just a quiet promise whispered to yourself in the dark. And then he wrote that today I'm not just a survivor, I am living proof that the human body can endure incredible pain, but it's the mind that decides whether you move forward or whether you give up. When you feel like you can't go on, remember this: hold on one more day. Sometimes one more day is all it takes to change your life. So on the backdrop of this narrative, the message is quite simple yet powerful. And that message is that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And the truth is, the limits you think you have are often just illusions in your mind. Walls built not by reality, but by fear, by doubt, and sometimes by the opinions of others as well. As you go through the course of the month of Ramadan, remember, you have the power of belief. Belief is the spark. It's the fire that ignites everything else. Without belief, you don't even start. But with belief, You become literally an unstoppable force. Everything starts with belief. Every great invention, every great breakthrough, every act of courage started in the same place, started in the mind of someone who believed it was possible. And your mind is indeed your most powerful tool. Your mind is like a GPS. It will take you anywhere you want to go, as long as you program the right destination. But here's the catch. If you constantly feed it negativity, if you constantly feed it doubt and fear, it's going to take you in the wrong direction. It will lead you to excuses, it will lead you to procrastination, and inevitably it will lead you down a path of regret. On the other hand, if you feed your mind confidence, clarity, and purpose, it will then guide you to growth. It will guide you to resilience, and ultimately it will guide you to your dreams and your aspirations. And as you pursue your goals, you will inevitably face challenges and setbacks. This is where resilience comes into play. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's quite simply the ability to learn from your experiences and to keep moving forward. So on that note, I ask you today, what are you feeding your mind? What stories are you telling yourself? Because the story you believe, the narrative you believe, will eventually become the life that you live. And I'll give you the formula as well. The formula is a very simple, basic one. What's the formula? Focus, commit, persist. And I want you to hold on to that formula in these remaining days of the month of Ramadan. Focus, commit, and persist. Focus on what you want to achieve. Commit to doing whatever it takes in order to achieve that goal. And number 3, persist, no matter what obstacles may appear in front of you. And that's it. It's a simple formula. If you want to write a book, start with one sentence. If you want to build a business, start with one idea. If you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. You don't need to complicate things. You don't need to have all of the answers in front of you. You just need the courage to take that first step, and then the determination to keep going and persevering and persisting. And finally, surround yourself with belief, a firm belief that you can accomplish what you set your mind to. Don't let these dying days of the month of Ramadan go in vain. You can't soar like an eagle when you are surrounded by turkeys. And I'll say that again. You can't soar like an eagle when you are surrounded by turkeys. And that's not an insult to others. It's simply to remind you that your environment matters. The people around you, the people you surround yourself with, will either lift you up or they will pull you down. So be very, very careful to choose wisely. Find people who believe in you. Find people who challenge you, who push you to be better. And if you can't find them, then be that person for yourself. Be your own biggest supporter. Be your own coach. Be your own motivator. And if you can do that, if you can find that inspiration from within, you have that firm resilience in your mind to push forward. All in life tends to fall in place. So decide today. Decide that you are not going to settle for less. Decide that you are not going to let fear write your story. As we are now witnessing the month of Ramadan departing, decide that you are going to rise, you are going to fight, and you are going to achieve what you want to achieve in this month of Ramadan. Because quite simply, you can, and you always could. And starting right now, you most definitely will. So as we now count down the remaining days of the month of Ramadan, we'll be entering very soon into the last week of the month of Ramadan. We are also within the last phase of the month of Ramadan, where we try our very best to seek out Laylatul Qadr, Tonight will be the 23rd night of the month of Ramadan. Tonight will be the second odd night in the last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. There is a possibility that tonight could be the night of Laylatul Qadr. It could be the night of Laylatul Qadr, or the night of power. So it's important that you revisit the core message. And that message is, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. Remember that it all begins with the correct mindset, followed by setting clear goals, followed by fostering resilience, and by taking consistent action in a positive course. So I encourage you to reflect on what you want to achieve. I encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone. Embrace the challenges as opportunities for growth. And most importantly, support one another in this journey, this beautiful journey of the month of Ramadan. Share your goals with those who can encourage you, and you also be a beacon of light for others as well. Finally, I say to you, I wish you a blessed and fulfilling month of Ramadan. I wish you a month filled with achievements and growth, and of course the pursuit of your dreams in a positive manner. May the remaining days of this month bring peace and joy and enlightenment to your life. And may Almighty Allah make it possible that we can continue to move on through the course of this month in a most positive way indeed.
سال دمعي شوقا يا حبيبي إليك، فاض قلبي عشقا بالصلاة عليك.
طارت روحي حبا في المنام إليك، رام كل قربا سيدي لبيك.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، قال يا نبينا السلام عليك.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، محمد نبينا السلام عليك.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله،
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله،
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله. رسول الله حبيب الله، رسول الله حبيب الله. يا أبا الزهراء كم أحن إليك، للقبات الخضراء جئت أصلي عليك.
يا جد الحسنين محمد يا زين، يا من جئتنا بشرى طه نور العين.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، قال يا نبينا السلام عليك.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، محمد نبينا السلام عليك.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله،
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله،
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا
حبيب الله. رسول الله حبيب الله، رسول الله حبيب الله، رسول الله حبيب الله، رسول الله حبيب الله. قلبي في المدينة
وجد السكينة،
محمد نبينا السلام عليك.
Well, the time now in Trinidad and Tobago is 6:20 p.m. It's now time for the live breaking of the fast right here on 103.1 FM. The breaking of the fast this evening is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Presidential Insurance Company Limited, Chief Brand Products Limited, the Price Club Supermarket, Top Gear Auto Parts and Services, and City Furniture Limited. And now that we have come to the end of the 22nd day of fasting in the holy month of Ramadan, once again we break our fast with a very special prayer, and that prayer is ذهب الظمأ وبطلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله تعالى اللهم لك صمت وعلى رزقك أفطرت. That the thirst is now gone and the veins are now moistened, and the reward will be guaranteed from the Almighty if Allah wills. O Allah, for you I have fasted this day, and O Allah, I break the fast with the sustenance that you have provided for me. And of course, our prayer is indeed, may Allah continue to accept our efforts. May Allah continue to guide us throughout the course of this wonderful month of Ramadan. May we be blessed during the course of the remaining days of the month of Ramadan. May Almighty Allah remove all hurdles and obstacles from our path. And may Almighty Allah make the remaining days of the month of Ramadan easy and smooth upon us indeed.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة
دعاء after adhan. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. O Allah, Lord of this perfect call and this prayer to be established, grant Muhammad al-Wasila a high and special place in Jannah, and al-Fadila a rank above the rest of creation, and raise him to a praised platform which you have promised him.
Presidential Insurance Company specializes in all classes of motor insurance. Presidential are also experts in fire and marine insurance and workmen's compensation. For total insurance coverage, think Presidential. Call or visit Presidential's main office at 54 Richmond Street, Port of Spain. Telephone 625-4788 or 625-4769. You may also visit any of their branches at Shobonas, Couva, Curep, Point Fortin, Princestown, Pinal, Sangre Grande or San Fernando. Think insurance. Think big. Think presidential now.
For the best results, even professional bakers depend on the right baking powder, and so should you. Use Chief baking powder and add fluffy perfection to your bread, pastries and cakes. Make your roti, bara and pilari soft and light, and homemade bake that's nice and tender. And don't forget, Chief baking powder comes from a tradition of quality that the Chief brand is famous for.
Chief baking powder, the rise to perfection.
At the Price Club, they're always committed to excellence. They provide well-stocked lanes with grocery, gift and religious items, a vegetable and meat section, car care and household department, and a home and garden section. Their wide, spacious aisles provide you with an extremely convenient and comfortable shopping experience. And their friendly staff is always willing to assist you. Ample and secured on-site parking is available. The Price Club Supermarket, the low price leader, Ramsaran Street, Chaguanas.
Well, you have been listening to Iftaar with the Imam right here on 103.1 FM as we have now come to the end of the 22nd day of fasting in the holy month of Ramadan. We have now entered into the 23rd night, which of course is one of the odd nights of the month of Ramadan. Tonight possibly could be Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us to seek out this powerful night so that we can get maximum reward in this life as well as in the life of the hereafter. As we are coming to the end of the program for this evening, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this evening has been brought to you through the kind courtesies of Presidential Insurance Company Limited, Chief Brand Products Limited, the Price Club Supermarket, Top Gear Auto Parts and Services, and City Furniture Limited. Special salams and greetings of peace, of course, going out to you and yours, our listeners and viewers who have joined us in the program this evening. Thank you so much for your wonderful messages. May the blessings of and the mercies of the Almighty be with you. Of course, it was indeed an absolute pleasure to be in your company over the past half an hour or so. By all means, you can most definitely catch me tomorrow evening for another segment of Iftar with the Imam, and do join me tomorrow morning as early as 3 a.m. as we continue on with special Ramadan programming right here on 103.1 FM. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing on for this evening. Until we meet again, please do have an extremely blessed evening. Stay safe, stay in the mercy of the Almighty. Much love, and may the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
मैं भटका हुआ था, परेशान था मैं, सहारा भी मुझको मिला था न कोई। तुझे मैंने सबके दिलों में